Okay, well, thank you guys so much for being here. Me and Lizzie are really excited for this, and we've been working hard. But welcome. This is our webinar, Alive to Thrive. So thank you for being here. Um, so we're going to go through this webinar and just talk about our 6 steps, and then there will be a Q&A at the end. So stay if you want to ask any questions. We're going to open that up so you guys can talk live to us. And then we will be sharing something really special with you guys at the end. So make sure you stay till the end for that. So, because that's going to be really exciting. But yeah, without further ado.
And we're going to be asking questions throughout the presentation, so feel free to answer in the chat and be interactive.
Yes. But we just wanted to introduce ourselves because I don't know everybody here, and I see some new faces. So we just kind of wanted to give a little background about us to help you guys get to know us better. So hello, my name is Bailey. And I am a yoga teacher. I've been teaching for about 9 months now, and I've been teaching mostly online classes because I became a yoga teacher right in the middle of the pandemic. So yeah, it's been a really awesome experience teaching online and connecting with so many amazing people from all over, and just being there to support everybody through this rough time, and to just bring yoga into more of everybody's lives. So I got my yoga teacher certification when I was traveling in Thailand, on this really cool island called Koh Phangan, if anyone has ever been to Thailand. And yeah, I found yoga when I was in college. I grew up dancing, so I've always been really interested in mindful movement. And then in college, I started going to a yoga class that my gym offered every day, and I was immediately hooked. I felt so amazing afterwards, and I was like, okay, there must be something more here. And so I just started diving deeper into it, and really educating myself about yoga, reading books and things like that. And then I decided I wanted to go deeper into my practice, and so I decided to get my yoga teacher certification. So I did that, and now I'm an online yoga teacher mostly, and then I do some private classes on the side as well.
Yeah. And yoga has also been a big part of my life. My mom is a therapist, and they've always had a yoga studio in their office. So ever since I was little, that would be like the daycare, like on the weekend, like we would go to the yoga classes. So yoga has grown with me as I've grown up, and it's cool to see when I was younger, I'd sometimes be resistant to it, and like some of the poses were really hard and annoying, and I didn't want to like hold them. But now I see like the benefit, and it just like comes full circle. And Bailey's yoga has been like such a great thing to do over the summer for me. But also I'm gonna bring in some nutrition into this presentation because I've just recently graduated from an online holistic health coaching program, and I'm really excited to share more info about that.
Yeah, and so me and Lizzie actually have never met in person. We've only met in this capacity over Zoom, which is really funny, but also really amazing. And I'm just really grateful that we do have the internet and the ability to connect with each other, even when we can't do it in person. So um, I believe we met, like, my sister started hosting these community calls, and we just kind of connected through that. And then we've both been like following each other on Instagram, and we both just really inspire one another, and are really interested in mindful living. And so yeah, we started connecting more, and we wanted to bring something to you guys together. So this is what we come up with, and we're really excited to share with you guys. So thank you all for being here. Oh, there we go. So I just wanted to take a moment for us to get grounded and do just a little meditation practice. So just a moment to listen and to get still. So let's all get into a comfortable position and close our eyes if that feels good. Just take a moment to become still, quiet the mind, making sure your spine is nice and long so that your breath can flow smoothly throughout your body. So just taking a moment here to really tune into yourself. So quieting the noise in your mind from the outside world, really just tuning into this present moment and letting go of anything outside of this moment. Starting to tune your attention to your breath and just noticing how that feels. Taking a deep inhale through your nose, feeling the breath go into your body, filling up your lungs and your belly. And then on your exhale, really letting it go, letting your body become soft. Take another deep inhale through the nose, sending the breath to the belly, feeling your body expand. And then exhale to let it all go. Soften into this moment. Take one more deep inhale through the nose, filling up your body, creating space. And then exhale to let it go. Feel yourself relax. So just taking the next few moments to again tune into yourself and ask yourself why you are here tonight. So, what are you hoping to get out of this webinar with us tonight? What brought you here? So, just connecting to that reason, whatever that is for you. So, remembering that you are all here, we are all here alive to thrive. We'll take one more moment. Bring your one hand to your heart center and one hand to your belly to really just make that connection with yourself. Beautiful. We'll gently come out of this practice by fluttering our eyes open and just bring our hands back down to our laps. Thank you. Just a nice grounding meditation to just bring us all here into the right headspace and get ready for this presentation.
It was beautiful.
Thank you. Okay, so let's jump into it. So, me and Lizzie both think that we are all here, we're all alive so that we can thrive. And so, here are some definitions of what thrive means, but thriving for everybody is different. So, we really want to allow space for you to figure out what it is for you, what thriving means for you. Um, so yes, it's to grow, it's to flourish, it's really to just be successful and happy and healthy in all areas of our life.
Yeah, and so the success looks different for everyone. And so throughout the presentation, just kind of, it's really about tuning into what is your own definition, what is your own story, and what fuels you.
Hmm. Yeah. So we just want to acknowledge you all for being here. It's so amazing that you guys are taking this time out of your day to show up for yourselves, because that's really why you're here, is for yourself. So we all honor you, and you should honor yourself for being here. So thank you for joining us. Um, and with that being said, we wanted to kind of ask you guys the question, what is holding you back from thriving? So feel free to chat in the chat box, anything that comes to mind. Um, for me, what comes to mind, what holds me back from thriving, um, being really successful and achieving goals. For me, a lot of the times it comes to distraction. So my phone is a big one that holds me back, just distracting myself with social media, and um, other people. Other people's opinions hold me back sometimes. You know,
Mhm.
I may want to go a certain path down a certain way, but um, other people come in and their opinions may hold me back from truly going after what I want.
I definitely have a limiting belief around time. And so I've worked a lot on that and just seeing that everyone's busy. It's really what you prioritize in your life is what's going to flourish. So, all right, let's see some.
Yeah, anxiety, that is a really big one. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that holds us back. And so, what we hope to share are tools to help you overcome these things. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
distraction, self-doubt isn't a huge one. I feel like that's maybe like the biggest thing for me is we often get in our head about things, and we tell ourselves why we can't do this, why we can't do that, and we sometimes hold ourselves back more than anything else. So
For sure. Definitely our own biggest critic.
mhm. Time management,
Yeah,
that
time management.
definitely we'll be going into that a little
Mm-hmm.
bit here. Fear, fear definitely holds us back.
Yeah. Awesome.
I think
Thank
you're
you for all sharing and being open and vulnerable.
um, yeah, okay, awesome. Well, we hope to help you guys through some of these things that are holding you back. So you are all in the right place, but another reason you may be in the right place is that you want to transform your everyday living. So thriving is about, yes, achieving that goal or achieving that bigger goal that you have in your mind, that you hold in your mind you want to achieve. But it really comes down to your everyday living and your habits and your lifestyle patterns in your everyday. So you're definitely in the right place if you're ready to transform your everyday living and to start implementing some practices and tools to really help you thrive.
Yeah. So, does this sound like you guys? Are you in the right place? Good.
Yeah. And then also that you know your life can feel more alive and exciting. I mean, I think we all know that we are capable of a lot more than we give ourselves credit for. So again, we just hope to share some tools and practices that have helped us in the past, to help you be able to feel more alive so that you can thrive in whatever area of your life that you are looking to thrive in. So, me and Lizzie have come up with a 6 step approach that we feel helps us feel the most alive and so that we can thrive,
Mhm.
so that we can flourish and find success in whatever area of your life you're looking for, especially when it comes to yoga, committing to a yoga practice, and to a better, healthy diet and lifestyle. So again, this is our 6 step approach. So it's going to look different for everybody, but we just want to share with what has helped us and what has worked for us in the past to truly show up for ourselves and to thrive. So we're going to be going deep into these topics in the next few slides, but just to give you guys a little insight into what we'll be talking out. So our number one step is building a strong foundation. So this is just all about coming down to the basics and really starting from the bottom up. So in yoga, we'll be talking about breath. Um, and then
Yeah. And then step 2 is stilling the noise. So before we go out and set these big goals, we really need to get clear and tune out all the distractions so that we are listening to our own voice and not somebody else's voices or opinions infiltrating our own thoughts.
oh no, I'm sorry. I don't know how to work this thing. Yes, amazing. Yeah, okay. And so step three is setting yourself up to fly or to thrive. So figuring out what it is for you, what that looks like for you, making a plan, and really allowing yourself to thrive.
Yeah, and step 4, coming back to your why. So in order to keep working towards something like a bigger goal and really staying motivated, you need to know why you're doing it, and this why needs to come from your heart. So that's a big thing to look at.
Mhm. Step five, I think this is a really important step in the process, is to let go and invite play. So we often take life really seriously, and especially when it comes to goals, we think it's this serious thing that's going to take a lot of effort and work to get there. But we really want to encourage you guys to invite play and have fun with it, and let go of what you think it should look like.
Yeah. And number 6 is the goal of it all, to prioritize yourself, because when you are truly showing up in the fullest way that you can, then you're going to be able to serve the world at another level than if you were not taking care of yourself.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. So
Cool.
it's just an overview of the steps, and then we're going to go deeper into these steps. So, step one, building a strong foundation. So, this is really important, just coming back to the basics and really starting out at the bottom level. So, when it comes to yoga and to committing to a daily yoga practice, one of the foundations of yoga is breath. So, using your breath as a tool to really help fuel your yoga practice. So, what makes yoga different from other sorts of exercises or movement is the connection between your breath and your body. And breathing consciously is such an amazing tool that we all have, you know, in within ourselves at any moment. So taking what we learn in yoga about the breath, different breath works, there's all sorts of different breath works that you can do depending on how you want to feel. There's balancing breath works, there's breath work that builds heat, there's breath work that really relaxes you. So our breath is a really powerful tool that we can use, but not just on our yoga mat. It can also be taken out into our daily lives. So coming back to your breath when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling overwhelmed, is just connecting to that simple thing of breathing. I mean, we do it unconsciously throughout our whole lives, but when you do it consciously, it can be such a powerful thing. And I think it's just one of the most important things about yoga and just in life in general. It's such a powerful tool. Um, so a tip for starting to include more breath work into your life is just setting aside time in your day to just focus on your breath. So this could be before a meditation, it could be before your yoga practice and in your yoga practice. But just really taking a few moments a day just to consciously be aware of your breath.
Mm-hmm. Maybe at breakfast time.
Mhm.
Yeah, so breakfast is really like the foundation of your diet for the day. So this meal is super important because it's gonna set the standard for the rest of your day. You're gonna regulate your blood sugar and get nutrients into your muscles, and your mood is so much more on in tune if you're eating regularly rather than if you're in a starvation mode and you're hangry. You're going to be a lot more reactive to people and problems that come your way during the day. So having a good breakfast is key. And then accountability. So throughout these 6 steps, yes, this is a process that would work, yeah, maybe by yourself, but typically the reason why we don't achieve those New Year's goals or whatever goals that we set is because we don't have an accountability system in place. So that's going to be very foundational if you are going to like see these goals actualize into reality. So some internal accountability ways you could do is just maybe have a calendar. You could set reminders on your phone, different alarms, things like that, but really having someone else. So external accountability partner, or like a community um, that you can go to and turn to that's kind of working on the same goals, and you can share your struggles and your successes with.
Mhm. Totally. And then I just wanted to touch on another thing that with your breath. So the more you connect with your breath, the more that you can connect with the present moment. So that's another huge thing why breath is so important. And is it allows you to let go of the past, to let go of the future, and really connect to the present moment, to the moment that is the only thing that exists is right here, right now. Um, and it also allows you to get out of your mind and to get more into your body and more in tune with your heart and with yourself. So just another amazing tool that we all have. So yes, building a strong foundation is super important, and then that's going to be the first step you want to take um, to start thriving in your yoga practice, into your eating habits, and in your life.
Mm-hmm. And then step 2, silence the noise and tune into you. So this is really about observing yourself, your mind, your actions, um, really being mindful of what you're doing, and what you're putting in your body as well. So you really, before you want to set these big goals, you really got to get clear on what is it that you actually want, what actually feels good with you. So yeah, so you're tuning everything out and you're listening to yourself. So some ways that we thought about doing this is definitely deleting social media, which Nerve, you just did that for a bit.
I relapse, but I actually deleted it again today. So it's a work in progress. It's not linear.
For sure. And yeah, it's good to have little breaks. And also just turning off your notifications. That's another good way to
Mm-hmm.
silence the noise.
Yeah. And another great tool to silence the noise and really get in tune with your inner self is meditation. So there's lots of different ways that you can meditate. There's different practices of meditation. Some meditations, you focus on your breath, and that is where you place your attention. Another one is having a mantra that you hold on to. And then, yeah, but you really want to take time out of your day every day to let go of everything external and really just focus on yourself. But even quieting your own mind is constantly thinking and going crazy, and sometimes that can hold us back.
Mm-hmm.
Our minds get in our own way. So using these tools and like meditation and mindfulness to start to tune out the noise of the outside world, of your mind, and really connecting to yourself so that you can feel what you need. And so then you can figure out what goals it is that you want, what is going to make you feel more alive. That is really what you want to start noticing here, is what is going to make you feel better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Nerd put a book in the chat, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior.
I'm reading that right now. It's
Aww.
such a good book. Yes, I highly recommend.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, and step 3. So this, after you have stilled your mind, you've got down to the basics, build your foundation. Step 3 is really setting yourself up to fly or to thrive. So you know what it is that you want, whether that's in your yoga practice, your eating habits, your lifestyle as a whole. Here is where you want to start setting a plan for yourself. So the way that we realize our goals is having a plan in place. And it's not just about the goal, it's about the progress and the journey getting there. So this is where you want to figure out what it is that's gonna help you get to your goal. So when it comes to yoga, making a commitment to movement. So figuring out what that looks like for you. So maybe right now you only have 10 minutes a day that you can commit to yoga. So that's perfect. You need to put that on your calendar and make time for it every single day and show up consistently, because nothing happens overnight. You're not going to realize your goal overnight. And it's really just about consistency and showing up and making a habit out of it. So, and again, habits don't happen overnight either. So it's really just putting in that consistent effort to keep showing up for yourself. And so this is where it's important to figure out what that plan looks like for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in terms of eating, so consistently, because our body changes throughout our life, so we're not necessarily going to be consistently eating the same foods, but what the consistency for eating would be intuitive eating. So constantly taking time to check in with your body and seeing what it actually needs. So a good starting like baby step for this would be maybe before lunchtime every day. You really take a few minutes to ask yourself some questions. What am I needing today? Hot, cold, hot food, cold food, smooth, crunchy, like things like that. And so you're building this trust muscle within yourself. And then later on in life, when something arises, issues come up, you just like know how to handle it with maybe your yoga practice or what you want to eat to heal your body. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And some other tips to commit to daily movement, which I think is really important if you want to grow in your yoga practice, but also just grow in your life as a whole, is to set up a space that you can go to every day that's just for yoga, that's just for you. And remembering that you're not just getting on your mat to practice yoga, but you're getting on your mat to connect with yourself into the present moment. So it's so much deeper than um, just the poses. So setting up a space, that is super helpful. And then this is a perfect time to maybe take a break from your phone. So setting time aside where you're just focusing on yoga and you're not on your phone, and you're really just connecting to yourself, I think is really important. And then also just listening to what your body needs, and moving in a way that makes you feel good, and not don't think it needs to look the same way every day or that it needs to look any certain way, but just getting in tune with what your body needs every day and checking in with yourself every day.
Yeah. Perfect. And then step 4, coming back to your why. So you really want to have this clear reason why you are working towards this bigger goal of yours. It'll help you stay motivated and really continue to drive this force. So once you have this clear why, then you're going to want to, so you've created your plan, you've got your why. Now you need to put systems in place to be able to support this journey. So a lot of life is busy and up and down. So having things in place like time management tools and meal prepping and getting good sleep and exercising regular, things like that are just gonna help support you along this journey. Um, yeah. So, and also, so what I was gonna say, um, when you have this why statement, it would be awesome to put it up on your desk or have it as like a reminder every Monday on your phone, just to keep coming back to that why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And connecting to that why you're going after this goal. So, like I mentioned before, it's not about just achieving the goal itself. It's not about just getting to the destination, but it's really about what you're going to learn and how you're going to grow along the way. And
Mm-hmm.
when you keep coming back to that why, it's going to help you be consistent and help you remind you why you need to show up every day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so when it comes to yoga, um, coming back to your why, it's not just necessarily about practicing yoga, because we don't necessarily just practice yoga to become better at yoga, but we practice yoga to become better at life. And so taking the pose deeper, meaning making it more deeper than the pose itself, like stretching the parts of your body, but really opening up your mind and yourself to other opportunities, other like ways of looking at things. Um, so yeah, it's this step I feel like is really important to dig a little deeper.
Mm-hmm.
And the way you can do that is to ask yourself why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then even just looking at the habits that you have in place already, maybe there's some unhealthy habits that you don't know why you're doing. So taking some time to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Is it serving me? Am I just doing it because it's a habit and now I just do it unconsciously? Um, so yeah, just taking this time to dig deeper into things that you do every day, and then even thoughts that you're having. If you notice thought patterns keep arising,
Mm-hmm.
um, even in your yoga practice, if you notice there's a certain pose that you always come to and you don't like it, or you certain thoughts come up, just asking yourself, why are these thoughts coming up, and reflecting on these things, and then again connecting back to where you want to go, is going to really help you be able to thrive into
Mm-hmm.
that goal.
Yeah, in mindfulness, a lot of the times there's this idea of beginner mind. And so you're really just like being a student of life and you're having curiosity. So you're not judging what you're doing or what somebody else is doing. You're just observing and being curious. And you're asking questions. Why? Why is that happening? Why am I doing this? Why are they doing that? But you're not necessarily putting a judgment on that. You're just a childlike curiosity.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. That's a like super important practice of yoga, is to just observe the mind and to observe yourself. And I think we can all kind of just go through life, without really thinking about why we're doing anything or what it means, and just do things because we've always done them or because that's what we think we should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
But yoga allows us to dig deeper and to really listen and, figure out why we want to do, or figure out what we want to do. So
Right.
yeah, it goes way deeper than poses. Right. Step 5. So I think this is a really important one, that we all tend to forget about.
Mhm.
But that is just letting go and inviting play. So again, we take these goals that we set for ourselves really seriously sometimes, and we kind of forget to have fun with it. And I mean, we're all here. I think life is just, it's supposed to be fun. It's playful. It's meant for us to explore and learn new things and just to be open to whatever comes our way. So, we really in this step we encourage you to be creative in your movement and your meals, and so I always like to say I think it's really important for you to have your own yoga practice outside of an actual yoga class. I think it's necessarily necessary and great to have a yoga teacher guiding you through a class and into poses, and it can be a super useful tool, but I also think it's really important for you to move on your own so that you can get in tune with what your body needs and how your body feels when it moves a certain way, and not always just doing something because someone else tells you to, but doing it because it feels good. So get creative here. Start moving just because it feels good. Don't think about what it should look like. So letting go of the idea of how your life needs to look, of how your yoga practice needs to look, and then just really getting creative with it, because at the end of the day you're the creator of your life, and no one can tell you how to live your life. No one can tell you how to practice yoga. So this is really where you want to let go of all those external things telling you how to live a certain way, and really get in tune with yourself.
Yeah. And say it translates perfectly into how you eat and what you eat. Um, Everyone's plate is going to look different. And so it's so important to not compare yourself to someone, and really, like, this whole process is about tuning into yourself. Like, that's like the theme. Like, you guys get it. Like, you have all the wisdom and knowledge inside of you to go out and be successful and thrive. It's just we have forgotten and tuned out our own selves and listened to everyone else first. So yeah, this step is really just about letting go of all like the previous things that people have told you, and create your own plate, create your own sequence, your own flow to life. And I love like having creativity with my food because it's kind of like an artistic way. I love doing art, but I don't have time to do art every day. So my art is my food. Um, and Bailey's art can be her yoga flows. So fun, so different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like look at these beautiful pieces of art that Lizzie created. Like it's just, it's beautiful. I want to taste it.
Yeah, very
um,
yummy.
and then also with this step, growth happens when you fail. So being open to fail and to fall and to try something and have it not work out. Um, so this is really where you want to go back to your plan and maybe think about, reassess what you've been doing, and is it working? Is it helping me get to the next step? Is it helping me get closer to my goal, or is it maybe holding me back? Because we don't know if something's going to work for us until we try it. So being okay with trying something and it not having it work out, and maybe failing or whatever that means to you, but just remembering that, yeah, that's how we grow, is that it's
Yeah.
learning from doing things and from having them not work out, and that's kind of the beauty of it all. So just be creative with it and have fun with it, and don't take it so seriously.
Perfect. In step 6, prioritize yourself. So it really comes down to this, and this whole process is about working on yourself in order to be able to show up in the world with your highest potential. So yeah, we put self-care is not selfish, because you will just be working and caring for people at just from the heart rather than from caffeine. So, yeah, a big thing with this. I definitely have struggled with like saying no to things, but over the past year or 2 years, I've really started to use that word more in my vocabulary because there's only so much time in your day, and what you prioritize and put your energy into is what's going to grow. So saying no to things that are going to be distractions from the bigger picture that you're trying to move towards is perfectly okay. So yes, use no more.
Yeah, that's a huge one that I definitely am going to be working on in 2021.
Yeah.
um, and yeah, so prioritizing yourself is just, yeah, it's really just the number one thing. Even though it's step 6, it really it's a full circle. So this isn't just a linear thing. You're going to have to go back to these steps over and over and reassess and reevaluate and try again and try something different and new, but really coming back to yourself. So getting on your yoga mat, you're not necessarily prioritizing your yoga practice, but you're prioritizing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at that hour of yoga as a time to connect with yourself and a time to just take care of yourself, and not necessarily just to practice yoga, because again, it goes so much beyond that. Um, but yeah, prioritizing yourself is so important. And again, coming back to that idea of, um, putting your beliefs and your desires first before anybody else's. So I know it's really easy to just do something because someone else is doing it, or wants you to do it with them or whatever that may be. But always coming back to yourself and is this serving me? Does this feel good for me, or am I just doing this to please somebody else, or um, yeah, things like
Yeah.
that. So you take care of yourself is the number one thing. And yeah. So I just wanted to take another moment here, to, again, after we've gone through those 6 steps, and we've maybe some goals have come to mind that you really want to pursue into this new year. I just want to take a second to all close our eyes again and really just start to picture what your life would look like if you committed to these goals, if you put your time and energy into prioritizing yourself. So, just taking a few moments to really think about what that looks like for you. Thinking about what you want this next year to look like. So, thinking about what maybe certain things you want to let go of, maybe certain patterns or habits that are just no longer serving you. And then thinking about some of those things you want to bring more of into your life. What do you want to feel more of? What do you want to prioritize more? So, just taking a moment to just connect with your inner self. So, going deeper here, beyond the mind, really going into yourself here. And maybe going beyond that and imagining what your life would look like if you achieved these goals, if you achieved some new ways of living, lift you up and make you feel more alive? What would your life look like if you felt fully alive and you were fully thriving each and every day? Just take a few more breaths here. And you can gently flutter your eyes back open. Yeah, it's really helpful to just take some time to think about what it is you want to achieve and what it is you want to go after, and take some time to get still and connect to that.
So, if you want to go deeper, me and Bailey have created something really special, and we haven't told anyone else about it. So, you guys are the first ones to hear.
Yeah, we are super excited that you guys are all here. And the fact that you've shown up tonight tells us that you guys are really committed to yourselves and that you do take the time out of your day to prioritize yourself. So we have been working really hard to create something for you guys the last few months to really help you feel more alive so that you can thrive. And without further ado, we have created a 6-week program, and we are going to be diving deep into these 6 steps um, over a span of 6 weeks. So we decided that there is no better time to launch this than January 1st. So a lot of us always set goals and things we want to achieve when a new year comes around because it's just a fresh start. It's just a time where we can reset and really think about what we want. And so we wanted to create this container for us to connect and for us to hold each other accountable. So it is going to be a really interactive program where we're going to be helping each other um, move towards these goals and put daily practices into play and figure out what works for us to get to the goal that we want to achieve.
For sure. Yeah, so we take a yoga and nutrition perspective on this, but it goes way beyond that as we've been like continually stressing. But yeah, so the recipe ebook. So each week we'll be slowly progressing and like getting new recipes and being creative in the kitchen, and just you'll be building that trust muscle of like, what do I need? What do I feel like? What do I need to eat to satisfy this feeling?
Mm-hmm. So within each week, this is all going to be included within each week. Um, And so each of these 6 steps, that's going to be our main idea that we're going to be focusing on each week. And then me and Lizzie will be taking it deep into the yoga aspects and then deep into the health and diet related things. So each week there will be a live yoga class where we all come together and practice yoga together. But throughout the whole 6 weeks, we will be encouraging and kind of setting up daily practices for you guys to practice yoga on your own and to start committing to that daily movement and to start getting into a habit of getting on your mat every day and prioritizing yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so also, so by the end you'll be able to create your own yoga, but you'll also be able to create your own meal prepping, whole grocery shopping and cooking experience. And we'll also be diving into like more topics about nutrition, so about like protein and like just the general basics of the macronutrients and what that means, and cravings, what could be the root cause of these cravings. So yeah, lots of fun stuff.
Mm-hmm. And there's also going to be how-to yoga videos, like working on breath practices, different poses and groups of poses, how-to vinyasa videos, all that kind of foundational stuff. And then we will be working up so that you can so that you can be able to build your own yoga sequence. So throughout the 6 weeks, we'll be diving into what should be going into a yoga practice. But then we're also going to be recording lessons that take you deep into different yoga philosophies and topics and ideas. And these are going to be in the form of like video of us just talking to you and sharing our experiences, and also presentations like this. Um, and then we're also going to be providing journaling questions for you guys to reflect. And we really want this to be like building on top of one another. So each week you're going to be learning more, you're going to be implementing more practices, you're going to be getting a feel for what is working for you and what is not. So yeah, it really comes back to that. This is all about you. So yes, we are here to like guide you and help you to achieve your goals. But yeah, we all have different ways of putting things into practice, and different things that work for us. So, and then we will be doing a live community connection call each week. So we're going to be coming together and talking about different things that we've been practicing each week. We'll talk about what's been working for us, what's not, and this is going to be our accountability um, container. So we're all gonna commit to goals, whatever goals that you want to commit to, and
Hold
yeah,
each other accountable.
we're going to be holding each other accountable. There also will be a Facebook group that we're going to be using to help interact with each other and to share our experiences, and so much more. So this is just a little like overview of what's going to be included each week. But yeah, all right.
Cool. So this program, so you guys are all here. You've stayed here to the end. So you're definitely interested. But this is really for you if you want guidance and accountability towards living a healthier life. So that's what really takes this just formula to the next level, is having the accountability in place and guidance. So it's really saving you your time and energy of going to like look up all these different things and all these different YouTube videos and different nutrition research and stuff. So we're compiling it all for you to take it week by week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, yeah, exactly. And so this is for you who maybe have set goals in the past and just have never really gotten there, or have maybe don't know what steps to take in order to get there. And then
Mm-hmm.
again, are just maybe missing that accountability aspect of it, because I feel like that is um, a reason that a lot of us don't stick to goals is because we only have ourselves telling us we're gonna achieve this goal, and so sometimes we let ourselves slip up. So we
Yeah.
really just want to create like a container for us to be like, okay, you said you're gonna do this, and help each other figure out how we're gonna do this. And
Right.
um, yeah, we want to be able to talk with you guys and to share things that are coming up for you, maybe those limiting beliefs, and helping each other get through those and past those. So yeah, and if you're committed to really making 2021 a year of transformation, then this is going to be the program for you.
Start strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so after this program, as we've said before, the yoga and the sequence building, full meal prepping, you're going to understand how to have an accountability system set in place, more mindful awareness of the foods that fuel you and the movement that fuels you, and just the lifestyle that fuels you. So that's really, we're using this nutrition and yoga practices to really build your mindful muscle, so that you can take this mindfulness into all the areas of your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what we really hope is that after this 6 week, you have that plan in place. You know what feels good for you. You know what you need to be doing every day to achieve that goal. And to just living a healthier lifestyle, and then you will continue to progress and grow and learn after those 6 weeks, and you will already have been committed to daily yoga practices, to a healthier diet, and you'll be really able to thrive into the rest of the year. So I think it is really important to start your year out strong. And I know that in the past, I have set these goals, and by the time January is over, I have either forgotten what my goals were, or maybe
Yeah.
didn't know what I should be doing to get there, and I push them off, and I go, I have 12 more months. And so I think it's really going to be helpful to like start fresh with a new year, and to start at the beginning and be like, okay, I'm committing this year. It's all about prioritizing myself, showing up for myself, and making this commitment.
Yeah. Cool.
Mm-hmm. So this is really an investment into your well-being. So me and Lizzie think that it's really important that you make the investment, because that is going to help you stay committed. If you just set a goal and tell yourself you're going to do it, you might not be as committed as if you make an investment into it.
Mm-hmm.
So we've set it up into kind of 3 different tiers that you can choose from. So our first tier is the grounding tier, and that's going to include everything that we just talked about. Group calls, different modules, different lessons, and then the one live group yoga class a week is going to be the first tier. And then if you want to take it a little bit deeper and you want to start your year even stronger, and if you're even more committed, then tier 2 is going to be for you. And this is going to include everything that we just talked about, as well as a 30-minute coaching session with Lizzie, and then a private yoga session with me. So if you want to take your yoga practice deeper, if you want more guidance and more one-on-one time to really go deeper and to really grow in your yoga practice and in your healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, and then tier 3, the flourishing. So that's, you're having 3 coaching calls and 2 yoga privates, and that's just gonna help you have even more accountability throughout the program, and more personal problem solving and planning. So helping you create your guide on your own time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.